Today I've got 3 new games to show you all, some mini reviews I guess you could call them, and each title couldn't be more different than the last. We've got a top-down metroidvania about a cat in the afterlife, an unforgiving dark fantasy game with one-hit deaths, and a chill, flowy sci-fi time trial racer. So let's start with Crypt Custodian. Came out last week, super charming and pretty standard for the metroidvania genre. Maybe it's a bit more streamlined than some other similar games, but it'll still take around 8 to 10 hours to play through the end. The map here is huge, a bit too big maybe, but you can instantly fast travel to one of many save points at any time in the game. I think there's a really nice variety in locations here, most of the usual video game biomes you'd expect to see, as well as some more unexpected ones like an NPC's very large basement and an abandoned carnival. There were a couple times I got stuck for a bit, even with the map markers that you can buy to show you where the next point of interest is. But as long as you explore all the open pathways nearby, you're sure to run into something important. Combat and exploration will lead you to a plethora of upgrades which can be equipped using a limited amount of upgrade points, although later on you can buy more of these from a vendor. Lots of variety and choice here, along with one slot for a special attack with a meter up in the top left that refills with each successful hit. I like the boss fights a lot, especially figuring out which powers worked best together in different situations. The game also has a boss rush mode at the end if you want to rematch with any of them, or if you're trying to get all of the game's achievements. Overall, it's a super solid Metroidvania. The story and characters are cute, there are a few surprisingly touching moments, the world is fun to explore with little time trials and combat challenges scattered about, and the combat itself was fun. I did find myself just running past a lot of these smaller enemies in order to get to where I was going more quickly, but there is a nice variety here when you do choose to fight and clear out an area. Crypt Custodian comes to us from Kyle Thompson, the creator of Islets, and I'm definitely adding that game to my wishlist now whenever I'm looking for something that's just fun and satisfying to play. Both these games have such a wholesome, adventurous vibe that feels very pure and sincere, if that makes sense. I even put up a few collectible guides because I realized recently that this is something I apparently like to do. Going through and documenting stuff is surprisingly relaxing and hopefully helpful for a couple of you. Up next is Perennial Order, out next week on September 6th. The developers describe the game as Hollow Knight meets Titan Souls, a beautiful dark atmosphere to explore with boss rush focused gameplay. This is a very accurate description, and much like those games, it will absolutely push you to your limit. That's why I'm taking this one very slow, both to soak in the mega atmospheric atmosphere, and because I keep dying. The pain of a one-hit death is very real, but it makes your eventual victories taste that much sweeter. There are no real enemies in between bosses, a few deadly plants to avoid on the occasion, but these peaceful areas are so gorgeous and there are things hidden off the path like extra upgrade points, abilities, and little bits of lore. And the writing is truly incredible. Each character is whimsical, some of them have been worn down by the darkness of the world, and others still have hope that someone like us can help fend off the beasts that roam the land. The lore and world building that I've uncovered in my first few hours of playing are really what's driving me forward to fight all these twisted bosses. I need to see how big this world is and what else is out there. And the game structure seems to be pretty open-ended. I've gotten to a rundown fort, and the location of about 6 bosses can be revealed using one of my powers. This is a good thing, because some of them I have absolutely no idea how to get past yet. I'll probably have to use some guides to get through eventually, and I'm okay with that. I just won't be the one making those guides. There is one thing though that I think would help the experience, at least my experience, but I'm sure that not including it was very intentional. I'd like to see boss health bars to know if I'm close to beating them or if I should come back later after I've upgraded my sword some more. I'm curious to see if other players agree with me here, and I do hope that some of you give Perennial Order a shot, because so far it has been an incredible game. I know that one's definitely not going to be for everyone, so maybe some of you would prefer a chill racing game instead. Phantom Spark, while it is calm and flowy, can also push you if you let it. If you just want to cruise along, you can totally do that, but the real fun is found in competing for the fastest times on each track. Both this game and Perennial Order have demos up on Steam, by the way, so you can try them out and see what you think. So the premise is pretty simple. You get one ship that you can change the appearance of as you level up, and that's it. 3 biomes or domains that get progressively more difficult, and each one has about 10 pathways or races, with a final longer race to really test your skills at the end. I'm not a racing expert, so I'll just describe the handling as smooth, predictable, and drifty. It plays just like it looks. Each race has a bronze, silver, and gold time to beat, and those faster times can be pretty tough. It's almost a similar but opposite feeling to getting stuck on a boss in Perennial Order, actually. Something inside you urges you to keep trying until you succeed, but the lack of violence and the overall brighter ambience here will put you in a much calmer headspace to do so. Phantom Spark is the first game from the team at Ghosts, and I'd love to see what they come up with next. This super futuristic world dotted with monolithic structures and vivid colorways could definitely be explored further, maybe in a different genre altogether. This was just a taste of some games I've been playing recently. September is packed with some amazing looking releases, and I'm working on a review of sorts for a very special one as we speak. So until that video goes up, feel free to check out what else I've been up to recently, and thank you very much for watching.